You're right, gents. My name's Ash. Quick intro. I'm a military consultant with Bohemia Interactive. I served 10 years as a frontline soldier with Sabre squadrons within the British Army. I did Iraq and Afghanistan, and intrinsically I'm here to show you some AARs, or After Action Reports. It's going to be a brief version of them, and we'll just touch on key points. I'll utilize my experience and show you how I was able to successfully complete these missions, and hopefully you can take something away from it. Something to note is that no plan survives first contact. Things will go loud, things will get messy, and you have to be able to adapt and overcome and get through those and successfully reach your objective. So let's get on with it. We're going to go over E&E quickly in relevance to this mission. So in this one, we did do a large airborne kind of operation. We promptly got shot down, and your character woke up on the beach, surprisingly unscathed. There was a church to our south and a turbine to our west, and I'll just show you a quick route that I took that seemed to work for me and kept me out of the enemy's peripheral and line of sight. I went around and skirted on the outside of the hills, keeping them between myself and the enemy. I then skirted up past another windmill and past four obvious buildings. There was some sounds heard from one of the buildings, and on further investigation, I found a sniper pair. In reality, if you heard anything, you would just bin it and get out of there as quickly as possible and quietly as possible. But the sniper pair was there. I didn't want him to engage any of my friendly call signs, so I removed them as a threat. They had some Gucci kit on them, so I acquired that and got on my merry way. I then hit the road, kept my distance away from it just in case any mounted patrols proceeded. I then found some cover around this area, which then allowed me to proceed down through a whole bunch of bushes to a friendly call sign group, and then I helped them in driving back an attack. I came from two directions, from what I remember, and we drove them off, which was, again, good. I then made my way down to the surf club, which was our ERV, and busied myself by assisting in treating casualties. In reality, you're going to be doing this on your own. E&E is a very one-person show. You'll do whatever you have to survive, and you need to get yourself away from the enemy and into some position where you can get rescued. I'm going to cover AFV operations, or armored fighting vehicles, something near and dear to my heart, in reference to the attack on Chalkia. We started roughly in this area with the vehicle. We pushed up to this hill and got overwatch. We utilized our superior optics. Basically, when operating with armor, you're going to take, you have a lot more things to take into consideration. When working closely with infantry or figure 11s, you want to make sure that you're not driving over them. You may laugh, but this does happen. Nonetheless, we got our overwatch. We started finding targetry. We prioritized that targetry as it presented. And we utilized our superior firepower from the main armament and our superior ammunition capacity with the coaxial, and we threw rounds downrange, softening up the target or the objective before our infantry moved in from the LZ. So the infantry moved in, or supporting infantry moved in from the LZ, and we basically adjusted fire, so we reversed up. Again, maintaining our turret in the direction of the enemy, we proceeded down this area, around the buildings, keeping our distance, and came up this way, past some more buildings into our next firing position. Once in the firing position, we again started prioritizing new targetry as it presented. Our infantry started fighting through. It was here that we realized that any more rounds going down range may hit our friendly call signs. So we held fire and just observed. We used the net to communicate to our friendly call signs what was where. We did happen to see an AA system, a mobile, and instantly this took priority. So we did plunk some rounds down range. We disabled it. We moved into a more suitable firing position where we were keeping in mind our fall of shot, again, keeping our infantry and friendly call signs safe. Now, to our north, the MSR ran away from us. We had heard that there was SF teams operating there, and anything coming down that, such as a large QRF force, they would try to deal with as effectively as possible, at least thin it out before it got to us. As such, with armor, the overall thing to take from this is armor is big, it's mean, in that you don't want to generally take it into built-up areas without a lot of infantry support. I myself avoided it at all costs. Maybe sitting on the outskirts, maybe sitting down at the end of a road, keeping myself away from any building heights, etc., windows that are accessible. Also, the mindset that I took when I was a tanky was I'm a 72-ton sniper. It's something that helped keep me in the mindset of how to utilize my tank to the best of my abilities, or the best of its capabilities. And that was take your shot from cover, nice and hidden, extract out, find another position. You're constantly jockeying for position. And that's something that I found actually works very well in Arma. So it might be a trick that you might want to try if you haven't been trying it. And other than that, that's all I got for you. Cheers. So avoid the enemy. When you're committed to E&E, at all costs try to minimize exposure to the enemy. Regroup. So again, with E&E, get yourself to the ERV as quickly as possible, obviously keeping the first rule in mind. Reference AFVs and operating with armor or in armor as a crewman. Try to avoid built-up areas at all costs. If you can, strategically place yourself on hills or something that utilizes your superior firepower and optics. With armor, you have dynamic target prioritization. So you're going to be choosing targets as they present themselves, but there is a very strict way that you would do that, prioritizing tanks first, or AA if they are there, AT, and then making your way down to infantry. Generally, your tank's immune to any small arms. Again, with tanks or armor, think about yourself as a 72-ton sniper. That mindset will help you employ proper tactics when using the superior firepower of the main armament and superior number of rounds that the coax can carry. With tanks, range and optics, very important. You have some really good thermal systems, you have some really good night vision systems, and your day TV or day sights are very high powered, 14 plus magnification. So use those. Your weapon systems can keep up with them, so use it to your advantage, because the infantry definitely does not have it. All right, lads, so cheers for your time. Thanks a lot.